Hey guys, it's Jessica from Audacity, and I am here with Liz Peña, the producer of the Mystic District Market and Freaky and Marley Productions. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you guys. Like, it's crazy. Me and Liz have been following each other on each other's brands for the last 3 or 4 years because we both have the crystal ball emoji and in our logos and everything like that. And they're both purple crystal balls. So like we both have crystal colors and we both do the crystal ball and everything. And it was really cool to like insta stalk each other for a while. But finally they invited me to their Mystic District Market in 2022, and that's when I appeared and was able to meet Liz and the team. And it is such a cool experience. We're going to talk all about it because you guys have Mystic District Market 4 coming up called the Dark Forest. But before we get into it, let's just talk about the Mystic District Market in general. First of all, it's a really cool name. It's a cool name. It's a cool concept. Tell us about it. Like, how did y'all come to be? Because y'all started in February of 2020, which I imagine there's no way this went as you predicted.
Yeah, so we were we basically so my former co-producer and I was on the phone with her one day and I was like, I kind of want to do like a underground night market with like a drag queen. And she was like, okay, cool, let's do it. So it was just really that easy. So we started planning and we had 15 vendors inside of the basement in East Atlanta. And we had one drag queen and I think like one DJ. And it was really fun. It was super successful and everybody had a great time. So we were like super hype and we were like, yes, we're going to keep doing this. And obviously that was like second week, February of 2020. I had just quit both of my like full-time marketing jobs to focus on events. So yeah, so we definitely had to pivot quite a bit. We didn't do our next one until it was October 2020, because at that point, Atlanta was kind of already outside. And we were
That's
like, all
true.
right. So we stretched it out to the back parking lot of the basement. And we did that twice there. And then we've moved on to kind of like bigger venues. Um, Really, we've done these kind of like bare bones warehouses where we had to bring in like power and bathrooms and like water and things like that. So we're really excited to be at the West Side Motor Lounge this year because they have such great infrastructure. And so that makes our lives a little bit easier because yeah, it's really difficult to do all
Yeah.
that and to be prepared for that. But we've always made it happen. So this almost feels like a breeze, right? Like having that already in place. So yeah, we're really excited to kind of like elevate this really awesome space that they already have. Um, and yeah, we're super excited about it.
How'd you guys come up with the name Mystic District?
So, it wasn't like all me. There is this really cool town, like somewhere in Oregon, and it's called Mystic District. And
Hmm.
it's like a town there that has like, I guess like a witchy vibe. So I was like, oh, I like that. And obviously we're not anywhere near Oregon. So yeah, so District, it's a tongue twister. And I kind of like that. Mystic District
I feel like
Marketplace.
5 times fast, right?
Right? So it's so funny whenever the host is up there saying it, I'm like, you got this, you got this. But yeah, so that's kind of how I came up with the name. I just was like, oh, that's super cute. And I don't know, I just like really wanted to do something kind of like that felt really safe for women and queer people and just anybody who is in support of us. And I like to say it's a soft space, which Adrienne Marie Brown, I think, kind of coined that term, or at least I heard it from them first. And so what that means is like not every safe, a lot of people say safe space, but not every
Yeah.
space is actually safe. Like even if
Yeah.
you do that. So this is a soft space where we can feel like we land a little bit easier. And where everybody is welcome and where vibes are usually really great. A lot of the venues that we've worked with have been really excited about just the crowd that we've brought because the people that come to our events are really cool and really chill and like we've never had any problems. So knock on wood. that we will still kind of keep attracting that sort of vibe to our events. And it's really important. It feels really nice.
As a regular attendee of the market, I can tell you she is not lying, y'all. It is a soft space. It's a very like just squishy, like cuddly, like happy place. You cannot go to the Mystic District Market and be unhappy. Like there's all kinds of like the vendors are diverse, like the food hits, the bar hits, the entertainment is incredible. And it really does kind of feel like that kind of place where like people are just going to genuinely have a good time and even learn new things. Like I did tarot for the first time at the event, and like I grew up Christian, and so like that's kind of frowned upon certain like Christian ideologies and things like that, but I'm very much so a believer that God uses all things to speak to people. And so I was excited to try it for the first time because I felt the energy from the reader was very much so like the same positive spiritual place that I come from with my
Who was
beliefs.
it? Who was it?
It was Arcana, actually. I believe she's going to be on the panel, if I'm correct.
Sydney.
Yeah, yeah. I think her handle's like Arcana ATL. If you're
Yep, she'll
watching
be
this,
on the
by the way,
panel.
love you. If you are watching this, I hope that I can get another reading with you soon because you're awesome. But yeah, so it was a really cool experience. It was my first time coming to the event and like entering with that. But guys, if you are looking for a place that is positive and that is genuinely fun and you want to support small businesses, everybody there's a small business owner. I always tell people like every dollar that's spent at these places goes to small businesses. So if you want to keep your small businesses thriving, especially in this year with all these hard economic times, make sure you are showing up because it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. And like, and yes, like we it's sometimes it's like, okay, so like I have wanted to give up, right?
I feel
Like
that.
multiple times,
Oh yeah.
and it's like this year I was not gonna do the market. Like I really wasn't. Last year was really, really hard. It was great. Like it was a great experience for everybody, but it really took me out. And it's just for multiple different reasons. Um, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to put myself through that again. Like I'm not really understanding, but I have begun to kind of we like Mystic has begun to build this like really great team that has been super supportive this year. And so like it feels like I don't know, like it's like I need to keep going. Like I just need to like kind of like push past like what last year was and not let that define
Hmm.
for me like what this has made me feel like and what it has made other people feel like. It's just like I keep getting these like little drops from the universe, like um keep going,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like how it feels. And so like our team has been really great. Christy Culver is our co-producer and creative director, and she has 10 years of experiential design, and she is an amazing designer. So she's kind of helped like elevate like a little bit of like the branding that you've seen lately,
It looks really good, by the way.
he's really good. And I still wanted to have like that DIY feeling somewhat.
Hmm.
That's what makes it fun and like very artsy and creative, but in a way that like still allows us to attract potential sponsors one day, because at the end of the day, like they can help us keep going. Um,
Right.
and these small businesses, we really rely on, you know, everybody watching to support us. And, if you wonder why, like your favorite restaurant or your favorite art gallery is no longer around, like I know it's not always possible to go, but even if
Right.
you like maybe buy a ticket,
Yeah.
like just to support, like what's $20? You're gonna spend that, in one day on two Starbucks drinks.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, it's just like I want to just keep going, and it's not easy. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard to do this.
Yeah.
And because also the world isn't built for us,
The
right? Like,
world is, and it keeps changing. Like the goal keeps moving
right.
almost. Like even down to like the Instagram algorithm. Like you feel like, okay, like I finally hit my stride on social media. Like I was getting tens of thousands of views a day. And now I'm lucky if I crack 1,000. I'm lucky if I crack 500. Like
It's
you are,
tough.
it's not like you said, it's not made for us.
No, and it's made for people who are like, I'm gonna be like in finance, or like I'm gonna, you know, be a doctor or something like that, or lawyer. Like it's
Yeah.
made for people with this like traditional path. And like, so when you have this sort of like untraditional path, there's so much doubt, so much questioning about like what you're doing until you make
Mhm.
it. And then you're brilliant, you
Yeah.
know? Until then, to try to like gain support from your friends and family can be difficult. And so, you have to really believe in yourself. And then,
Yeah.
like, this past weekend, I ran into somebody that I had never met before that I just met. They were like, "Oh, I know, I've known of you, from friends. Um, what you're doing with Mystic is really amazing. It's so great. Like, keep going." And I was having a tough day. So, like, for them to just drop that little nugget for me, it really meant a lot. Like, little
Yeah.
things, a lot.
And that's the thing that people don't understand, I feel like, about small business owners, like especially like event production. Like when you're doing event production, you don't know how you're doing until someone tells you.
Right.
Like, guys, when we ask y'all for reviews, like we mean it. Like we need them or we don't. We're just like kind of stabbing in the dark trying to make everybody happy. And so like when someone just even says something nice to you or like writes you a nice review or like comments on your post or buys something, like Starbucks is going to throw it in the trash. They're like, okay, great, another number, somebody else. Business owners, small business owners are doing happy dances every time they get a $5 order. Like,
Right.
it's the best
Yeah.
$5 we've ever seen.
If I get a ticket update and it's like 2 or 3 tickets sold additionally, like I'm like, hell yeah. Like, I mean, we need more money.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, cool, like keep going,
Yeah.
It pushes me forward. Oh, I'm sorry about that. It pushes me, it pushes me forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the team because you said something that was really profound, which is that the team has also kind of helped you, like, not only elevate, but kept you from feeling like you wanted to give up. And I think a lot of people underrate these small teams when they're really like the majority of us who are in these small teams. Like we have a team of 3 here at Audacity, but we're doing the work of like a good 10, 20 people. So let's talk about them a little bit. Let's give them a few shout outs.
Yeah, so I talked about Chrissy. Chrissy just came on last year. She is like, when I say creative director, that means like she put together like the branding for Dark Forest this year. Like her and I came up with the concept. We have some really cool like deco. So she's a deco genius. We have these really cool like 3 foot tall mushrooms that we're gonna have, and like some really nice like moments on the stage. And like she's just been like pivotal in making this like really fun. And so and then we have Leah Puffenberger, also known as Coruja, who is also performing, but they are taking on the role too of artist relations and stage manager. Then we have Lou Battles, who I met as a vendor when she was a vendor, and then she came and helped out and volunteered at our last Mystic, and helped like really organize all the vendors when they came in. And as a vendor herself, like she just translated that like into just really tangible, like amazing help for us. So I was like, hey, I would love to bring you on as our production manager this year. So she'll be like all things, like helping us set up all things that we need. And I mean, we're going to be there from 7 a.m. on Saturday night or Saturday morning. And then it ends at 12. And then we got about a 2 or 3 hour loadout,
Yeah.
so it's a long day. So to have these people that are like down to help, and also down to help, months and months ahead of time, because the planning for this and the logistics for this is wild.
People have no idea like what it like takes to put together these kinds of events. Like the experience that they're getting in a few hours takes months and thousands more hours of preparation. But like give us a little sprinkle on that. So like what is it that you wish people knew about event production? But like what is something that you wish people knew about it?
Oh, man, I just wish, well, when you don't have like a cash cow bank account, you really have to budget like a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot of choices have to be made, right? But the thing about us is that I don't give a artist a budget most of the time. I tell them like, what do you want to be paid? Kind of a thing. And if they come back more than that, then I'm like, okay, well, this is what we can do, if it's like way out of range. But most
Yeah.
of the time, artists are getting what they ask for, and so like our artist budget is a huge chunk because we
Yeah.
want all to be entertained. And, we are so grateful for the vendors like that they are able to help us, by paying their vendor fee, which I feel like is a really fair vendor fee for an event of this size and with how much stuff we have going on. And our vendors, I
Yeah. And the
really try to make,
traffic.
yeah, I try to make them happy. Like we started this for them. Like this is for them. Everything else is just like an amazing bonus. But these artists work their butts off to really like showcase everybody like their best stuff. And like they also work really hard and months in
Yeah.
advance. And so coordinating 40 vendors, um, let's see, there's 6 Dragon Burlesque performers, 4 musical acts, plus 8 people in a live panel and 2 workshops. In addition to just, you have to get event insurance and you have to make sure all the stuff on the stage is right. And just like things
Right.
that you never really thought about to make an event successful and run smoothly, because it's all about the little things. Like I am like very like picky and detail oriented and I'm really organized. So that's how I'm able to like wrangle all these creative people. I'm also very patient and with them because I love them and I want them to succeed, and I also understand like not everybody is like a type A creative person like me.
Yeah.
And that's why they can like make this beautiful stuff. So like I feel like it's like my job to be like, you guys are super awesome. And I want everybody to know how awesome you are. So let me put this thing together so that we can all like be together and have a really good time.
I love that. By the way, you can curse on here. There's no
Okay.
need
I've
censoring.
held myself back like twice.
It
It's
is
good
no
laughter
problem at
to the
all. Yeah.
7-year-old because she yells at me every time I'm.
Yeah, no, no, no. Adults watch this. We're good. Well, you talked a lot about like what goes into an event like this. Let's like start diving into the Dark Forest Mystic District Market that's coming up on 420. So tell us all about it. I know you guys mentioned that you guys are adding some new stuff like panels and workshops. I actually, y'all, I happen to be the moderator for the Women in Business panel. So if you guys want to check me out as your friendly neighborhood MC, make sure you pull up for something like that and see all these amazing business women
Uh-huh.
owners, women business owners who are really in a lot of like the non-traditional space. But tell us more about the event because I'm excited.
Okay, so we have obviously like 40 vendors. We have some like cool interactive vendors, obviously like tarot. We're doing some massage. We're doing some face painting. Chrissy is actually doing some face painting, so she's coming up with some cool, fun things. And then we have the Wayward Parlor. So we're bringing back some like tinsel and like braiding and things like that. So just like your basic stuff. But they're gonna be there. And then we have more live music. So Karuja has performed live at 2 of our events. And so we were like, okay, let's expand this a little bit. Because I was always worried that if there was too much going on the stage, then nobody would not, then people wouldn't shop with the vendors as much. But I have
That's
realized
fair.
that's not true. People like to be entertained and it like kind of keeps people
Keeps
around.
them there. Yeah.
Right. So now we have a really dope lineup. We've got Naoma who just performed at 404 Day, and so she's really badass and she's bringing a sax player. Then we have Dara Kardar, who is, if you've never seen her perform, she is incredible. I first worked with her at Dames and Drags Festival. We booked her there. She is so good. She lived in Costa Rica for a little while, and I think she's kind of like hanging back, but please check her out. Her voice is divine. Then we've got a local fave, Chelsea Shag, and she's bringing a band. So she's got like 2 or 3 people in her band that she's bringing. And I am really excited. She's got really fun, funky, she's got a great voice also. So she's going to be closing that out. Then Giella is going to be our DJ. We'll have some fire performances, some kind of like cool little creatures wandering around that might come up and say hey to you, just a
Oh,
room or something like that. So some immersive kind of like acting thrown in. And then we have a full 1 hour drag and burlesque show. So before, like it was kind of spaced out, but
Hmm.
now it's like back to back to back. So like you cannot leave and you have to stay and watch until the very end.
Oh,
So
I
we have
love that.
stuff going on literally all night. It's going to be amazing. And then in addition to that, we have our panels. So we have I came up with like new names for them, but I didn't write them down before this interview. And so I will give them to you so you can put in the description. But it
All
was
right,
like,
then down.
yeah, it was like it's so we have two panels, one about kind of like mystical women in business, and then the other is about environmental justice in Atlanta, because we do try to touch on like topics that are like really important and that are going to affect our future, and try to
Mhm.
keep kind of some of these like these really important topics like in
Yeah,
conversation, because we want to make sure that it's important to us. Like we aren't just
yeah,
like gonna play it safe. Like this is where we're at. And so if like sponsors want to play with us, they're gonna have to know that, right? Like we kind of come
right.
at things that we believe in. And then we have two workshops. We have a create your own mushroom fairy workshop with Favor of Growing Woman. And then we also have a dark forest collage workshop with Krista Avers of the bakery. So like it's either Avers or Ayers, and I'm so sorry if I messed that up, Krista. But they work with the bakery and they've been doing collage workshops with them for a while. So it's gonna be fun. Like there's gonna be something kind of like at every turn. And then of course we have a
Yeah,
raffle. We're still working on raffle prizes. We usually have like some really dope prizes, like up to $2,000 usually, and raffle stuff. We're still nailing that down because of course we don't have everything done because there's three of us. So we're
right.
still working on that, but we'll be posting like those prizes on our social media channels. And set times will be coming up soon as well. I'm trying to think of anything else that I might be missing. The raffle, half of the raffle prize will, or half of the raffle, like the money that comes from people buying raffle tickets, will go to Soul Underground, who
Mm,
is a really incredible organization, and they are on the ground, like helping people every day. If you haven't heard of them, please go follow them. Please go check them out. See if you can volunteer with them. They always need help because the problems that they work on are probably never going to be solved until we all come together and make sure that together a, a community we can help. Yeah.
well, this sounds like it is going to be an amazing. Ah, this looks like this looks like it's going to be an amazing event, and I'm super excited to be behind the mic with you guys for the first time. Guys, make sure you sign up for the Mystic District Market Dark Forest Edition happening on Saturday, 420 at the Westside Motor Lounge, 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. We will have all the information right here in the description. If you like this content, let us know. Give us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a share, and we will see y'all next time. Thanks, Liz.
You're welcome. Bye.